Hi everybody. So I thought that since I'm out here moving plants, might as well show you what I'm up to and show you the state of things. So this is the bed that has the arch, and we're not quite ready to start bringing things out. But since I have all this seed from the butterbush and honey nut, I thought I'd go ahead and plant a few of them, because there's no way I can use up everything I have. So then we'll see how things go. Try and plant them a little bit this way. I think you can see what I'm doing there. And I'm not sure how well these are going to grow. It's just an experiment. I'm planting them close to each other. So this are seeds from the honey nut and butterbush that we grew last year. So I'm just taking those seeds. There you go. And I'll plant a few from the packages that I have from MI Gardener just to see what happens. Well, I'm sure those will grow, but this I'm experimenting from the seed I saved from the squash. And as you can see, we have lots of onions still going. I've started transplanting those onions to different parts of the garden. And let me show you what's going on in here. Alright, so we have the bok choy that I moved a while back, and we've eaten off of that bok choy. I just get the outer leaves and I let them keep growing. We still have those onions in the back, and you can see the rows that I created of the padasons, and those have not really done very well, but I'm not going to worry too much about them because we have all these other Egyptian walking onions. And as you can see, I've started moving the lettuce. We still have lots of it in the greenhouse. Oh, and way back there you can see that we have snap peas. So we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 15 snap peas that have started sprouting back there. And every few weeks I'll just plant a few more so we can have a few in succession. And I'm going to do the same thing with carrots. So I have a row of carrots here. And in a few weeks I'll plant another row, and that row will probably be right there between those bok choy, and by then the bok choy will be gone. And then over here we have this row of what was Tierra cabbage that did not do well at all, but I also have that row right there that survived the frost. So we have about 5 Tierra cabbages that are doing all right. We have the onions, the Egyptian walking onions, and then we have a row of the Peterson onions. None of the Chinese cabbage made it. The day after I brought those out, we had a hard frost. and it hadn't been in the forecast, so we lost those. But since we are still experimenting, I'm not worrying too much about that. I started a few more seed of that Chinese cabbage. Don't know if you can see D back there enjoying some sunshines. All right, let's get this closed and I'll take you to the next section. All right, hopefully the sound is better. Let me show you. Actually, there really isn't much to see here. So this was where I did the original experiment with the Chinese cabbage, and it all died when we had that frost. Then I had some tomatoes that had started dying in the house, and those are the San Mazzanos that I had overwintered, and 2 Italians. So I brought them out anyway just to see what they were going to do. Yeah, they did not make it. And then here, you can barely see that, but we have some asparagus from MI Gardener. I don't think that is going to make it. So I got a pack of 4 just to experiment with. I don't think that was a really good investment on my money, because out of the 4, looks like that's the only one that made it. Oh well, not true. Looks like this one here, right there, has started growing, and maybe that one right there. We'll see over the next few days what happens to those. Then I have a potato in that bucket. I haven't brought out anything to put in this green stock here, and I'm thinking that's going to have the sweet potatoes. So I'll let you know once I start planting. Whoa, D! I'm so sorry. Oh, did mommy get your little snout? Alright, you just want to see in there? Okay, I'll leave it open for you for a few minutes. Let me know when you're done. Okay. Then I have this over here, and it's a 6x3 raised bed where I'm thinking I'm going to put my tomatoes, and I'll get a little closer. Okay, so just to show you the whole thing. And I'm setting up the watering system. I'll probably get that done today. So what I have done, like I was mentioning, any of those tomatoes that look like they were dying, I brought out here just to see what they were going to do. And as you can see, most of them ended up dying anyway. Those are doing okay. Well, that one died. I just planted that one. And we have another tomato. I don't know if that's going to make it. And we have some onions in between as well. But it looks like this. Let me see, what are those? Those are my Dr. Witch's yellow tomatoes. Looks like that. And those 2 right there. Well, 3. Yeah, those 3. Looks like those are the only ones that are going to make it. This over here were the giant crimson reds. Not having very good luck with those this year. I have enough tomatoes, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's see. Yeah, that basil is definitely dead. But those 2 look like they're going to make it. And these are the onions that I've started transplanting. And here's more of them. And all these are the Egyptian walking onions, which are quickly becoming a favorite because they're really hardy. Oh, and then in the corners of these beds, see if we can show you that. I have potatoes. I have a potato in that corner. That corner. this corner right here, right there, and then over there, and on that other corner. So that's what we have so far in this bed. And I moved a lettuce out here as well. And so like I was saying before, I'm not moving everything out because we still have some cold days coming up. But if anything looks like it's not doing well inside, I'm just bringing it outside anyway. Now I'll go show you the greenhouse. So this year I got a blueberry plant. Oh, and I can get my hand in there to see the name of it. Let me see if I can get that. Well, Roger picked this up from Lowe's. And that's the chandelier blueberry. And I didn't realize when we got it, it was already flowering. Don't know if you can see that. I should probably put in a slightly wider piece of wire around it. But that's what we have for now. And I'm going to get 2 more black raspberries. I'm not sure yet where I'm going to put those. And I'm thinking, because I have some eggplant, I'll put the eggplant in containers right beside or close to that blueberry plant. And that's right next to the greenhouse. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm back, and I believe I now have all the pieces. Well, not all. I have, well, maybe all the pieces that I need to get this soaker hose set up. So that's what I am working on. You can see D right on the other side of the raised bed. So anyway, what I did is I got that 10-foot hose and I have run it under the netting, and it's going to go into the other raised bed. And I had bought a 3-footer thinking I'd just run it straight across, but because of this mesh netting, I needed one that's longer so I could run it under. So that's what I've done so far. I'm just going to go ahead and use, I don't know what they call these things. I should know. Anyway, I'm going to use this to pin down the soaker hose throughout this raised bed and in that raised bed. And once I'm done with this first one over here, I'll show you what it looks like. So this raised bed is done. There we go. You can see how I have run it, and I'm ready to pick some more leaves out of that bok choy. So what I've been doing is I don't pick the whole bok choy. I think I've shown you that before. I just pick the leaves. Let's see if we can see this one. Just pick the leaves out of the bottom. So I'm treating them like cut and come again. So it's time to do another round of harvesting. And the last time I picked them was about a week ago when I made the mazaman curry. And I used that as my veggie. So anyway, as you can see, that's done. You can see my composting. I need to feed it again. And yes, I do put potatoes and everything else in there. And the worms seem to be eating really, really fast. They've started waking up. Let me see if I can find, oh, okay, there you can see. You can see one right there. Yeah, I don't have to disturb the soil too much to see any of them. So I'm pretty happy about that. So back to what we are doing today. So I'm going to put a little cap on that end, and it will get buried right in there. And then we can work on this section here and get that in there and into this bed. Let's get that part done. Oh, I need to put the cap on here. Put the little cap on there. And we can work on the next bed. So I'm doing a bit of cleaning, and this is all the mess from the beans that I grew last year. And there's still a few beans in there. So I'm going to take this and plant them in the new raised bed. And I forgot to point out that I have peas that I have planted in the back. You can see them right there. So I'm going to go plant these beans in the new raised bed that we have down there. And then I'll come back and finish this project. Okay, so getting that end connected from the hose to the soaker took a little more work than I expected. So what I ended up doing is this end was the wrong end, but when I got this hose, it was also shipped with this coupler. I ended up cutting the hose right there, and then I put this coupler right in there, and then I did the same thing to the other end of the soaker. So I do have a place where I need a short hose, so I'm going to use this piece to make that connection. And actually that's a good thing, because I was able to cut that hose to the size I need it to be. And you cannot see that end, but anyway, I showed you that end earlier, so now I can kind of bury that, and now I can proceed with the rest of the soaker in here. And I had to enlist Roger's help to eventually figure that out. So I'm going to get this raised bed done, and then we'll be back. Alright, so we have the soaker hose in there, and also managed to get it in there. Hopefully you can see that. So now I need to deal with this end. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's a good thing we cut that hose, because now I can use that other coupler that I have and connect this to over there, and then this end over here, actually it could be that other little hose that I have over there probably. Yeah, we'll use this one. We'll connect these two ends. Okay, I have to think about that, because the end we want, I think we want to end up with a male. Let me think about. No, wow, that would be perfect. I can use this, because we want to end up with a female end that will go into the garden hose that I'm using. So this is what we're going to use. I'll get that little coupler and connect those two ends, and I'll see if I can kind of do that on video so you see what it takes to get those two connected. So I'll be right back. Okay, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I've lost my scissors, so this is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to cut this. Okay, there you can see what I'm doing. I know I'm using the wrong scissors, but it's going to get the job done. Okay. Then I'm going to take this coupler, and I'm going to put this end in there like that, and then we're going to put that part, and we're going to connect it in here. And I'm going to try and turn my hand so you can see what I'm doing right there. And we're just going to push that in. Ooh. And we're going to get that little cap And we're going to twist it back on, and that helps to hold it in place. Then we're going to take this other end, and we're going to take that little cap, put that in just like that, and I'm going to push this in. Ooh, that was much easier. Okay, I'm going to loosen this for just a moment here. And make sure that's all the way in. Oh, much better. And then on that end, bring back my little cap, twist that back on. And then do the same with that end. And now the two ends are connected. So I'll couldn't remember the name of that earlier. Those are staplers, and I got the 6-inch staplers. So, I don't know if you can still see that. And I'm going to get that stapler right in there. And now I can connect this end into my existing garden hose. And when I do the watering, it's going to water both raised beds at the same time. We are done with that step. Now I just have to make this stay in there in such a way that it's not causing me a mess. So just give me 1 second here. Okay. I could probably have done a better job with that, but I'm going to take that. Okay, so there's the hose. We have our coupler right down there. And the rest of the bed is done. I need better filming skills, but you get the general idea. So what I should do now is get the hose and test the watering. So let me get that step done, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so we now have both ends of the hose, and I'm going to need that. And all we do now is connect that end right there. And now I can go turn on the water, and let's see how that works. All right, I'll be right back. Now actually I'll just leave you here for a moment while I turn on the water. Okay, I think we have success. And I could probably turn the water a little bit higher. I don't know with the camera, but you can see. I don't know if you can see that. I need to make that tighter. Right over there. I don't know. Yeah, there. I need to tighten that. But you can see, we definitely have water. I don't know if you can see that. I need to tighten all my little connectors. We have water flowing there. And eventually these soakers are going to get buried, which is what we want. All right, that is much, much better. And eventually I'm going to bury these soakers so they can do a better job. Oh, so the problem was I had turned on the water too high. Now everything is a lot better. So this is useful for me, especially on those mornings when I'm really busy. I can turn on the water and just let things water for about an hour in each section or so. And I'm a lot happier with that. Get those scissors out of the way. Oh yeah, that's much better. And once we bury this soaker, we won't have all this water spraying. Oh, it looks more like mist. I still need to add some more soil and mulch. So that's going to do a good job of covering the soaker. So now I'll just have to do the same thing. Well, I have already put the soakers in that new raised bed. I still need to put it in this little raised bed. And I know you cannot see. You can barely see my greenhouse. And I'm thinking even inside the greenhouse, I'll switch to these soakers because what I have in there was not very effective last year. So that's the plan for now. And I think that's going to be it for today. Now I just need to clean up my mess, and I need to clean up that mess. It's been here for several days. Yep, clean up my mess and we'll be done for the day. And as you can see, bok choy is much, much happier. Just from that little bit of watering. It looks like it has mist on it. You can see it's wet. So that's it for today. And we will see you on the next one. All right, bye Teenies.